You've heard me talk a lot about these. These are my billet strut mounts, and I talk about them a lot because I'm proud of what I developed, and probably because it is the product I have that took the most development work. So let's take a sneak peek into how I make them and package them up. I've been running the first op for a day or so now. I've only got one set left to do here, so let's check out the setup and swap parts out, and then we can switch to op 2 after they're done. So I really just have these clamped up in my Saunders Machine Works vices that bolt right to the fixture plate. Super simple. I do a full set of strut mounts at one time. I normally do caps at the same time too. I ran those already because I don't run as many because not everyone needs caps if you have like coilovers or whatever. But they come out looking like this. It's just a 1-inch round piece, and then it just taps the hole, and then you'll see on the op 2 fixture this screws on, and then I have a custom socket that I use to pull these off. Yeah, take these parts off. Yep, so you can see they come off with all the engraving and everything ready to go. So they come straight off of here. I clearly just, you know, we're doing it live, so to speak. Yeah, those go down there. Starts as this guy, right? Just make sure it's the lower mount where the spherical presses in, comes out with the tapped holes, fully deburred. Nice. And again, that just starts out as this, you know, big billet piece. All right, full set loaded up. Let it rip for 45 minutes or so, and then I'll pull them off and we'll set up for the second operation. All right, these just wrapped up, so I'm gonna get them pulled out, and then I'll grab the fixture for the second operation, get that put in, and then get to making the second, well, I guess the finished part. All right, loading parts on the second op, way easier, maybe way faster, I should say. These two bolts on the end, these are for threading on the caps. So they just use a couple threads, And then I grab some channel locks just to cinch them down real good. Otherwise they risk spinning off the threads and shooting up in the air. And then these are real easy. Boom, boom. I'll grab the socket, tighten those up, send it on its way. All right, so to get the caps off of the bolts I screwed them onto, I machined this little socket. Just goes, all you gotta do is just tap it loose. Just from where I cranked it down with the pliers. And they just thread right off. And there you go, there's the little IPF logo and it's a fully deburred. All it needs to do is spray it off with some water, get the coolant off, and then just ready to throw in a box. For the rest of them, just loosen the Allen key, and then they come right out. So there you go. All the engravings there, backside fully deburred. I don't really have to do anything to this. I usually hit these back holes with a counterbore tool, but honestly I don't even really need to do that. They're pretty clean as is. So that is how I make the strut mounts. Next I'm gonna press in the bearings, cut the foam on the router, get it boxed up. So to ship the billet strut mounts, I cut out this foam on the CNC router. This is kind of the mess it makes, but I normally cut 4 of these at a time. I dump all this out, throw on another piece, and keep rocking. This router's not the fastest, but it takes like 45 minutes to cut 4 of them. Those normally last me a couple weeks, so I'll get those cut and then start the assembly line to put everything together. Alright, the assembly line is set up behind me here. I'll kind of walk you through what's going on, but basically start down there, press in the spherical bearings on my really old ratcheting Dake arbor press, press in the strut bearings on the bottom. Those are, you know, because it's a McPherson strut, they got to spin. And then those get packaged with the caps, which are under there, and all of the hardware here. So I've got pre-packaged M6, there's 8 per set, and then you get 2 of these giant M16s for the top, and you get 2 stainless steel spacers, and optional, but you can get a set of caps too, and I have them in black and raw aluminum. So all the foam's cut here. These are all the labels. They've got QR codes with the instructions on how to install it, and the, you know, it's a link to the website listing, but that's where all that information is. And then boxes and foam for the top half of the box are down here. So time to put together 20 odd sets of strut mounts. Here we go. These are just a light press fit. The top half of the strut mount is actually what keeps this from pushing out. And then I machined this custom aluminum insert for the press that fits right around the bearing race here. And then you just whoop. Boom, good to go. Next up is to take the strut bearings. I have these laser engraved with my logo on the bottom. I also have them pre-packaged in a set of 2 just to make it easier. And these go just right in the bottom. They're also a light press fit. I normally just give them a nice smack and wipe them off, and they're good to go. Next thing I normally do once I get a pair of those, grab a box, grab a piece of foam to hold it all together. Plop these in here. They go in the bottom just like that. I think we're gonna start with black ones. So a set of black caps, they go in the middle. I always try to somewhat align the logos in there. And then a couple of these are anodized, they look pretty sweet. Throw those in there. And then 2 of the stainless steel spacers. Two stainless steel nuts. And then I could just throw this bag in there, but what fun would that be? So there's a hole for each of these bolts. It's also a nice way to make sure that all of them are in there. And then of course every order gets a sticker and a business card in case they have issues. Top half of the foam is just some egg crate foam. Close it up, grab a label. This also has a nice packing list on it. So, did I have 8 M6s? Yep. 2 of the stainless steel nuts and spacers. The decorative caps, yep, and those are going to be black. Spherical bearings are installed. Strut bearings are installed. Billet upper hats, those are going to be black too. Billet bases, yep. Sticker and contact card, yep. And it was packed by me. And that, everyone, is how I make strut mounts. So, I'm going to make the rest of them now. If you want to see me make more stuff like the billet strut mounts, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.